spent 10 years in a Florida State female prison. I've been out a few years and I saw many crazy things. But I'm going to tell you guys a story that was just absolutely bonkers and I could not believe was happening in front of my eyes. Now, let me just preface this by saying, if you don't know, the number one reason females will fight in prison is because of girlfriend drama. Okay, so let me set the scene for you guys. Bear with me because I'm going to go into detail so you guys can kind of see this all in your mind, okay? So there were two girls and they had been on and off for a while. I'm talking about years, okay? Both of them had a significant amount of time left. They both had at least 7+ years left and had been down for at least 5 years. So they had been riding it out together for a pretty decent amount of time. One of the girls was feminine and one of the girls was dominant, okay? So one of them was like a femme and one of them was a stud, and the stud is the one that's like the manly role. The feminine one was mad at her girlfriend that day, at the stud. She was mad at her because the stud supposedly had been cheating with several different girls in the prison. They didn't live in the same dorm, so the feminine girlfriend kept hearing rumors, and she was starting to get really fed up. So on this particular day, everybody was at rec, and what you have to understand about rec is, yeah, there's a big, huge grassy field, but there's also a pavilion where most people go sit at these little concrete picnic tables because you don't want to be in the sun. We're in Florida, it's super hot. People can chill and it's just like, you know, it's shaded and it's breezy, and so people hang out a lot in there. Because these girlfriends didn't live together, the dominant girl, the stud, she was already out on the rec field and she was sitting under the pavilion waiting for her girlfriend. And what a lot of the feminine girls will do in female prison is they'll act like the wife. They'll play the wifey role of the household. So they will cook for their dominant girlfriends. They say he and she in there, and they'll be like, you know, I'm going to cook him some food and I'm going to make him something to eat. And it's just like an endearing act of love. And they'll do this not only to keep their dominant studly girlfriend happy, but also to kind of claim their territory and people will know. As the dominant girl is sitting under the pavilion waiting for the dorm that her feminine girlfriend lives in to come through the gate and join her on the rec field, she's talking to other girls. She's out there just kind of chit-chatting and talking. Now, in the prison that I was at, we didn't have access to microwaves all the time, but there were microwaves in the canteen. So if you had a canteen operator friend, you could ask your friend to heat up some food, and that way it'll be nice and warm when it gets to your girlfriend, and you can present her with a bowl of nice warm food. She had heated up food and cooked things many times before, brought it out. She had cooked cakes, lasagnas, all kinds of stuff. And she would bring it out in a bowl and present it to her girlfriend on the rec field. They would eat together and have a nice little date. But on this particular day, she was already mad. She was fed up with the rumors. And instead, she asked her canteen operator friend to please heat up a bowl of mayonnaise in the microwave and make sure that it was boiling, scorching hot. Now, you might be asking, why heat up a bunch of mayonnaise? Well, if you don't know, when you heat up mayonnaise and it kind of just breaks down, it's almost like comparable to a bunch of hot oil or grease, okay? So if you do that, it can become a really, really dangerous situation. And because the girlfriend was so fed up, she had something very sinister planned and it was about to take place. So on the way out to the rec field, the feminine girl grabbed the bowl of scorching, boiling hot mayonnaise packets, and she grabbed it from the canteen operator and walked all the way out to the rec field with this scorching hot bowl. Now, this could have gone a couple of different ways, but because she walked out to the rec field and immediately saw her dominant stud girlfriend talking to other females on the rec field, I think that her like pissed off gauge just went through the roof. She instantly got mad all over again. She was already gonna go out there and talk to her and address these new rumors that she had heard because she was fed up. But when she walked out there and immediately saw that she was talking to other females out there, there was no talking, there was no more negotiating, there was no more addressing. It was straight 0 to prison mode in like 1 second. She walked right up to her. She took the lid off of this bowl of boiling mayonnaise and she threw it directly in her face. There were no words exchanged. There was nothing. And right when she did that, there was like a split second where the dominant girl knew that something was about to hit her. So she did have the time to kind of turn her face a little bit. So it didn't get her directly right here, but it did get the entire side of her face. And she instantly started screaming. So now all of us, because for the most part, everybody knows when something's going on and something big's about to happen. So everybody was already kind of looking when she walked through in a very powerful and aggressive way through the pavilion to the table that her girlfriend was at. You could have probably heard a pin drop in there. Everybody was looking. And if the situation didn't have your attention then, it definitely had it now. Those screams were horrific, okay? They were like a wailing animal, something that you've never heard before. And now everybody is staring, everybody is screaming, the officer is running, the girl is grabbing her face. There is just so much chaos that has broken out in this pavilion. And really, her face immediately didn't start to bubble up or boil up, but it was bright red, and you could see her grabbing it, and she was putting her head down, and she was screaming. So now officers are running to the pavilion. Now in prison, when you commit a felony act or you do anything crazy, there's nowhere to run. You're not escaping the scene. So you might be wondering what the feminine girl that threw the mayonnaise was doing at this time. Well, she was standing over the girlfriend. She was screaming at her. She was talking a whole bunch of smack. She was just being very nasty and very crazy. And every bit of anger that she had mustered up in her was just unleashing like a crazy person on her girlfriend. The officers immediately come. They know what's going on. They don't know the details of it, but they know that something has transpired between these two girlfriends because a lot of officers know who's dating who and what's going on. So they immediately take the feminine girl that threw the mayonnaise and they put her in handcuffs and they start escorting her away. They take the other girl and they also put her in handcuffs because they have to. If there's a fight, even if the other person didn't really do anything, they have to put them in cuffs and they have to address the situation and do a proper investigation. So she gets put in handcuffs as well. She's letting the officers know, I can't see, I can't walk, my face is on fire, I need help. So they sit her down at another table that's like kind of close to exiting the rec yard, and they start like seeing, hey, this is really serious. You know what I mean? Like, we cannot just walk her to the captain's office and figure out what's going on. This girl is injured. They take the feminine girl off to confinement. Needless to say, the girl that got burned, we did not see her for, I don't know, probably about 2 weeks or so. She went to the infirmary. She went to the hospital. That's actually the prison hospital. It's a men's hospital, and it's in a men's prison. But she went there. She had severe, severe burns. I don't obviously know the entirety of her case and her situation because, you know, HIPAA, and I wasn't there when all that was going on. But all I know is when she came back to the compound, she had so many scabs and scars and burns. She had to go down for wound dressings and changings and cleanings nonstop every single day for weeks on end. The feminine girl ended up doing a lot of time in confinement, months, and after that she got shipped to another prison, another institution. So the crazy part about all of that is that most relationships in female prisons, they're so toxic and so crazy that the dominant girl ended up taking herself to confinement, trying to get herself kicked off that compound, and got herself actually shipped to the prison where her girlfriend was now at because she wanted to be with her. It's a really weird dynamic. A lot of the times, if you do something crazy as a girlfriend in prison, it will actually make the other girl want to be with you more because she's like, oh yeah, my baby's crazy. She will F somebody up about me. And for some reason, they kind of stick together longer after that. And it's crazy and it's toxic and it's dysfunctional, but it happens all the time. And that's exactly what happened here. She literally got burned in the face, probably scarred permanently. And yet and still she went and sought out that girl again and got sent and shipped to the same prison that she was at so they could be together and ride out the rest of their time. And I would venture to say, even though I don't know what happened because I stayed at that prison for the remainder of my time, this was probably not the last time that they had something serious, dangerous, and physical happen in their relationship. When you're in prison and you don't have family and you don't have a lot of things that are yours, you really hold on to the things that you claim as yours. And if anybody tries to tamper with that or it gets taken away from you, you will literally try to move a mountain or do something really, really outlandish and heinous to make sure that your situation doesn't change because you've grown comfortable and fond of that situation. And most of the time, that's why female on female relationships inside the prison can become very volatile and very dangerous. And 99.9% of all the violence that you'll see stems from girlfriend drama. It was crazy to me and it was crazy to witness, but you know, it happens. So anyways, I love you guys. I will see y'all in the next one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give me a heart if you like the video and follow for more. It's free for you guys to do those things, but I appreciate you greatly if you do, okay? Love you guys. Later.